For all the top players, we are all confident with our abilities to play, but we are also scared because we don't want to lose in front of all these people.
If Leffen has any weaknesses, it's that he doesn't have as much experience as his opponents. There's some tricky matchups, like Samus most notably, which he has a hard time against. He can be thrown off kilter with that.
A lot of people have been questioning how proficient is he going to be in that Samus matchup, but I think a lot of people were figuring that if he can beat Duck, that shows the strides he's made.
Duck is really, really good, and people always underestimate him. You know, if I don't play good enough to be a player of Duck's caliber, then I'm not gonna win. It's always nice to be back on stage, but it was still a little bit strange to me. It didn't feel like I owned the stage like I used to. You have to kind of rethink everything you thought you knew.
Leffen in tournament is generally all business, and I'm pretty close to the same way. When I really get into the game, I basically ignore everything around me except for what's going on the screen.
Welcome to Top 8 of EGLX Super Smash Bros. Melee. Let's go, let's see the highest level of Melee right now. First match of Top 8, Leffen versus Duck.
Leffen hoping to really make his case here.
I'm hyped. Ooh, and the wave dash back forward smash.
I love it.
Samus classic.
He just gave Leffen just enough room to really hang himself. But Leffen, beautiful! The way he got back onto the stage and just slingshotted Duck with that up smash. That was perfect and just such trademark play really from Leffen. I'll tell you what, I'm hearing a lot of chants in this crowd going back and forth. It's really tough to say who's the favorite. I mean, there were so many ferocious Duck chants as the set was opening up, but Leffen is definitely the favorite as far as villains kind of go. Leffen back on the offensive.
Down throw? Okay. Oh, and he DIs it out away so he doesn't get a tech chase possibility.
Yeah, won game one, and after that was kind of just downhill.
But Duck, huge punish after that up tilt.
Pops him up so perfectly, and the hit stun is great.
It just feels like Duck is getting a better handle on some of Leffen's approaches.
Oh god.
Leffen, it feels like he's swinging a bit. He might actually be feeling the pressure, but shine into up smash is gonna again even up the stocks. Leffen was in a position like this in the last game. Let's see if he can do it once again.
Nice tilt.
I don't know if Leffen has it in him to make this recovery. Duck is gonna send him to the left blast zone, and we're going to game 3, all tied up.
As things were getting worse, I started making even more mistakes.
Duck was just all over Leffen. There really wasn't any room for him to breathe, and the wave dash bashes back from him really prevented a lot of Leffen's approaches from coming through.
Repeating mistakes over and over.
Okay.
Duck so tricky right now with his movement, just taunting at Leffen.
Oh.
And Leffen with a rare mistake is
Yeah.
going to cost him the stock. But I mean, he was at a pretty high percent. It could have been worse.
Yeah.
I just couldn't get myself back into the game.
And Duck, I think, is really in the driver's seat going into this next stock.
I just kept thinking oh my god, I'm gonna lose to Duck.
But Leffen is still fighting an uphill battle here.
Yeah, it's getting close.
Oh, and that's what you're talking about before, reacting to what Duck does for an opportunity to maybe get the up air. But Duck,
Correct.
finding himself back on stage at forward, it was such a great option. Forward smash coming out.
Wave dash back forward.
Oh, and crisp movement towards the ledge. Duck now a game away.
But is Duck going to be the stuffing answer for Leffen's resurrection right now in North America?
Leffen cannot keep his composure. If something sufficiently stupid happens, you can kind of see it on him. He becomes visibly upset. He starts to do these loud sighs and everything. If you get in Leffen's head, then you won half the battle.
This really is just a boxing match, so maybe we're going to be expecting a haymaker in a minute. Oh, and there it goes. Up tilt is going to even up the stock count.
I just couldn't recover mentally from being in that position where I could maybe lose to Duck. And that just, spelled my own doom.
But Duck is not having any of it. Leffen has been forced off stage for a majority of this match, and Duck has been capitalizing almost every single time.
I just wanted it to end. I couldn't take playing so badly anymore. I killed myself.
Oh, I thought he was gonna shoot! Oh, and
Leffen is
concedes.
done.
Whoa.
Maybe I could have made a comeback theoretically, but in my mind, I'd already given up. And that feeling is just the worst feeling of all time. Just I can't win. In the moment, it's like an absolutely awful feeling. Everything in your entire world has just gone to shit. This was one of my few chances to compete at international level, and I just threw it so hard. I made a fool out of myself. I failed at everything I cared about. Do I even have the mental energy to stay here in Canada? Should I just go home?
It's so interesting seeing Duck filling the role that Leffen was filling only a few years ago. I mean, it's just insane.
The God Slayer is now Duck.
If Leffen like loses to someone who's not like top 6, it's a big deal, and that's because we expect as much out of him as we do.
I don't think anybody was really expecting Leffen to get knocked out this early, but the 1-2 punch of Axe and Duck, I mean, those are characters who I'm sure he really does not have that much experience with, especially given the fact that he hasn't been to North America in almost half a year.
For a player like Leffen, this is a guy who has his standards set so high, where anything less than first might be a damper for him. So for Leffen, I think 7th place is a statement showing that he still has a lot of work to do, he still has a lot of gains to make.
I just woke up and I looked through my email and it just says like I-21 application has been accepted. So I was just like, oh my God, it has been approved. I do actually have a visa. Slowly, it starts hitting me, you know, like I can travel, I can go to EVO, I can go to SmashCon. My career is actually not in danger. Now, this Canada trip is not like end all be all, it's just like the step to me dominating the summer. It's been a huge weight lifted on my shoulders. You know, I'm just really hyped. Like once the news got out to everybody, like everybody was so happy.
It's all over Twitter. You can't not hear the news, to be honest. I think the community at large think it was amazing that he got his visa.
It was exciting because he definitely brings a level of hype for whenever he plays. Win or lose, a lot of people like watching him play.
When I first heard about it, I wasn't sure if everyone was going to be on board because everyone's always hating on Leffen online. But even if he's the villain, we still all know that we want him in the game.
The community is obviously better with Leffen. It's nice that we all have someone to hate, so to speak.
Everybody loves a villain.
Leffen is the villain, though he now has a lot of fans. And the game really needs him.
You're put in this role, rather, where you're known as the villain. But it's always nice to see, like, despite like minor arguments with people and stuff like that, everybody still appreciates like what I bring to the community. Everybody just wanted me back, and it's really nice to just have that confirmed over and over by reading all the support I got from getting the visa and all these people being happy for me.
Leffen is definitely an integral part to the Super Smash Bros. Melee community. I'm excited to hear that he's back, and he's gonna make waves for sure.